Now, one of the biggest attractions here is obviously the Hollywood sign, but it's actually quite hard to find, believe it or not, and know where to park and where to go. There are loads of different trails. You can spend about 2 to 4 hours doing this properly. And to be honest with you, we'd love to do that, but today we've only got a few hours to kill and we can't really take little legs up here as well. So we found the fastest way for you to get to the Hollywood sign.
It's the 100th anniversary of this famous landmark. It was first put up in 1923 to advertise the homes that were being built on these now famous hills. I'm sure you all know it used to say Hollywood Land, but did you know it was only meant to be up for 18 months? It's still here a century later, even if it did lose its land and fall into disrepair during the 1960s and 70s. The sign can be seen from around Los Angeles, and it never fails to give me a thrill when I spot it. Everyone wants their photo taken with this global icon, but people forget that you can actually climb up behind it. There's no official starting point or car park to the top of Mount Lee. You can find trails from parking lots at Griffith Park and Canyon Drive. These are great, but it's an hour's hike just to get close to our starting point.
Previous me is down at the bottom of the hill, ready to time it. Dave, are you ready down there? Come on, are you ready? Okay, he's ready to go. Right, this is the Indale Trail, which you actually find if you park on the street at Canyon Lake Drive or Indale Drive if you can get there. Now, these are all private places, people parking, and it's a residential area, so you might not find parking, but there is some parking up here on the hill, which there usually is some parking there for you then. And then you can either walk up this way or walk up Mulholland Drive. But this, we think, is the fastest way to get up there. All right, hit the stopwatch. Go!
Our route isn't the fastest starting point. You could get an Uber a bit closer and walk from there. We'll show you that spot in a moment. If you have a car, you'll need to park carefully, and we don't want to show you a spot that will annoy everyone that lives here. The Indale Trail has a really good view of the Hollywood sign within a matter of minutes. Here's a bonus photography tip for you all. This is your normal iPhone photo. It's pretty good, but watch this. Zoom in to 3 times and put the sign in focus. You'll have to walk back a bit more now to fit your subject in, but it's totally worth it. From this to this in seconds. Surely that's worth a sub in itself.
Hiking the Hollywood sign sounds like a really touristy thing to do, but it's actually a very LA thing to do. You see, there are loads of trails here which last for miles and miles, and you can go for like a 2-hour hike or a 6-hour hike, whatever you actually fancy, and you never know who you might bump into when you're actually walking around here.
After the Indale Trail, you then go onto the Mulholland Highway for a few minutes. This trail is really tough to spot on the way down, so make sure you watch the video until the very end to see what it looks like from the opposite direction.
Don't worry about these signs, they're just to try and stop people from parking and driving up here. Just keep walking up.
If you see the sign, you know you're on the right path. You'll then go on to another pretty trail.
Right, we're going to get to a bit where it looks like you're at someone's house and at someone's drive, but what they're doing is a clever way of making it feel like you can't be here, when actually you can. It's a public thoroughfare, so let's find the secret steps. Here we go. Looks like nothing's here. And there's the steps up to the trail. Also, don't worry about the gates, you can open those too. They're open during sunlight hours.
When you've reached this point, you're officially off all the public roads. So, before this big gate is the last point you could get an Uber to potentially. The address here is 3390 Deronda Drive. Actually, Americans like 3390, don't they? But watch out, there might be a roadblock before that. So be prepared to walk from wherever your Uber driver says. We're now on Mount Lee Drive, and just 2 minutes from this viewing area.
Okay, we're 25 minutes into the hike, and we're at this spot here where you would get an absolutely brilliant photo with you and the Hollywood sign.
This is probably the best photo op with the sign in Los Angeles, and where we filmed the beginning part.
If you don't want to continue at this point, just come up to this point and head back, but we're going to go up behind the Hollywood sign.
After you've got your pictures, don't head up, head down the way you came and turn left.
Get this way.
And we're starting to get nice views of downtown LA now from this kind of height. It's a little bit smoggy or overcast today, but it still looks cool. Now we're doing the easiest trail, but there are loads that you can do. There's the Brush Canyon Trail, which is a proper hike, about 2 hours to 4 hours to do that one. And that one you can even see the old Bat Caves from the 1960s Batman, where it rolls out the cave there. Also you can start at Griffith Park and park up at the observatory, and then you can find the trails from there as well. That's another longer one. We're halfway, I think. Nice views of downtown LA. Kids are starting to crack a tiny bit. Jude, he's 5 and he's finding it tough, but I think he'll do it. So maybe that's the cut-off. Sam is 9, going on 10. She's finding it easy and she'll be fine. Dylan's 12, no problem.
I'm not.
How are you finding it?
Tough.
Even though it's just on tarmac. Oh, but tarmac, that's a bad thing. What's the bad thing about tarmac?
You can fall.
If you climb on the edges of tarmac, you might fall over, as Sammy's just learned here. Dylan, how are you finding it?
I'm finding it fun.
No problem. Jude?
It's tough anyway.
What? What does that mean? He's not talking to the press today. No.
So your legs hurt, don't you?
We're kind of walking on tarmac. The only thing is, though, only Dylan has dressed appropriately and got the right attire. So he has a water bottle and he has trainers, sneakers, tennis shoes, whatever you want to call them. The rest of us thought, because we didn't actually know how long it would take to do this one, we thought flip-flops because it was only going to be 10 to 15 minutes, but it's not 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, this is a mountain, not a hill. We're climbing to 1,700 feet. Even though most of the hike is on tarmac, this isn't Disneyland and made easy for you. When we went round the corner, we suddenly realised just how high we were.
I'm higher than a helicopter. Let's see.
Higher than a helicopter, nice.
We gave ourselves one last break, but then some people didn't want to get back up.
So we've got one who's almost cracking and one who's very close to cracking.
And he is cracked.
Are you going to still carry on? Are you going to carry on or are you going to finish here? Jude, are you going to stay here or are you going to go up to the side and finish it? Dylan, are you going to stay here? We're going to do it. We're going to still go up to the side.
Somehow, they did all manage to push onwards.
So let's go, let's try.
So we're obviously walking up with little legs, so you'll probably walk a couple of minutes faster, but just so you know, I have been stopping the watch every single time that we stop for a break. So hopefully the timing you get is the real time for you.
And there weren't many minutes left. Just one corner until we were at the famous wire fence.
Oh, I can see the back of the Hollywood sign. There's that her. Can you see the her?
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Is it bigger than you thought? Are you proud?
looks like the top, but come round here and get the best view.
Got to go round this corner here, because everyone might stop here and think that's it. But go round a bit further, you'll get the best view.
We did it!
Up to the top of the secret bit, 1 hour and 2 minutes to finally make it up to the very, very top. That was longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be about 25 minutes, but it was a bit steeper than I thought and actually a lot longer. Let's see what the others think, if it's worth it.
And it's very cool. I think for fit, healthy adults, it's definitely worth it. For young children,
I might have misread the vibe. Maybe you do need to be a bit older for it. So probably 9 minimum. Then it sounds like.
Walker in LA, baby. We climb up to the Hollywood sign and we cry out to the sea.
I thought it was really cool. I love the fact that we're here somewhere where it's so famous. It's hard to comprehend that this is actually the Hollywood sign. And it's one of those things that you can forever watch on TV, see in photos, fly over, fly past, and know that you've actually been on top of. I love it.
There are plans to build a tourist centre with a museum and a movie theatre up here. How's that for a Hollywood ending to a hike?
It's going to take probably an hour to get down again, I'm guessing. I can post up how long it actually took. Here, boop, there we go. Now you don't have to watch us walking down again for that montage.
Sorry, one last thing from me. I do have to butt in for the super tip though. Would you have spotted this entrance to the trail here?
on the way back, it's very easy to get lost from your car because you would just keep going and completely miss the trail, which is right off 6161. So you need to take a right at 6161, and that's the trail. Right there. Don't get lost. Don't lose your car like we almost did.
Now we've cleared that up, back to me again.
We've got our LA video, which is going to be ready ASAP as well, which will tell you all the best places to go in LA. And of course, we've done loads of California videos already, San Diego, San Francisco. We've been everywhere, so watch those videos as well. But for now, see you soon.